One of the things I want to note is experienced is subjective, okay? My version of experienced might be your version of someone that's quite junior. So rather than say experienced senior copywriter, I'd rather you just said 8+ years experience or whatever number of years of experience, because that is objective. So start with your kind of years of experience so someone can assess the rough seniority level. Your clients, excellent to name drop. I love that you've kind of included this top section here. This is good. You might want to add certain platforms such as, social media, X, Instagram, Facebook, or it might be kind of traditional news outlets. It might be print, whatever that may be that diversifies your portfolio of skill set. Adept leader consistently exceeding objectives, I would say, is vague. So I'd either remove it unless you can say and put in a specific example, like exceeded impressions expectations by 300% for ABC organization, resulting in X% more leads. Simply listing skills isn't as effective as being able to demonstrate skills. So rather than saying project management, I'd rather you said something like led 20+ copywriting projects for 5 clients, okay, across a 3-month time frame. That tells me a little bit more about the projects that you might manage, the volume of projects that you have per year or what's on your plate, rather than dropping in just simply project management. The industries, I actually think you can just add that to the summary here. I would maybe just, add it here, industries, and then just list across the industries. That could be an option for you as well. I think it just could be presented a little bit better. Moving on to your work experience, this section here, I would add the months simply because you will get asked anyway. Also, it might already be on your LinkedIn profile. It's always better to be upfront about the months rather than have someone have to ask you. You never want to seem like you are hiding anything. So that's what I recommend in this section here. One thing for this is food for thought more than a direct recommendation or like that you have to do this. But I'm just curious, in your industry, is there kind of an average revenue metric or value metric that you can associate with impressions? An example is, 1 million views on YouTube might be worth X thousand dollars. 1 million streams on Spotify might be worth X thousand dollars. So maybe you can do some research into some average metrics, okay, for the platforms that you have used, because there's a financial metric attached to that. If your copy is generating millions and billions of impressions because it's being posted, reposted, it's going viral, or you're associating that, there's an ad revenue metric or just an ad spend metric there. So I think it would be worthwhile to have something like that, even if it's a more conservative number, but then you can say generated over $4 million worth of, ad revenue, or it can be impressions, in the form, as the equivalent of ad spending, something like that. In this section here, lead subways in the sky through skillful copywriting. Now, skillful copywriting, again, is subjective, okay? You might look at some copy and think that is the worst thing I've ever read, and then someone else might read it and think, oh, that's really skillful, so it's subjective. But if you said something like lead subways in the sky campaign, achieving XYZ, through communicating the brand's values, the product specifications, the benefits of, a loyalty program, something like that would be a bit more objective. Here, wrote compelling copy to drive engagement. There's a metric missing here. I'd rather you said something like compelling copy and drove a 300% increase in engagement across 2 platforms, across Twitter, X, and Instagram, something like that.